Okay, hello, and welcome to week 4, day 4 of the playoff race for the PBE season 61. KP, our dear commissioner, thank you for the sub. That will go great into my pocket. So you're welcome, Lemurs. Thank you, KP. We are really excited to bring you the last regular season sim. So I just want to give a quick overview of how the playoff is kind of looking right now. Yeah, of course. Unfortunately, I have a little bias. Oh, hey, what's up, Rory? Thank you. Thank you for the sub as well. I guess now I have to also give the Hepcats good luck. So thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Let's see how the playoffs are shaking out in the Legends Conference. So congratulations to the Crabs, the Voyagers, the Aviators, and the Vandals, who have all clinched a playoff spot. The Crabs clinched the Legends East, and the Voyagers and the Aviators are going to be battling for the right to play the Crabs. Or I guess the right to play the Vandals. It's the better team goes and plays the third seed. So we may watch one of their games today, but we will have to see. But congratulations to those teams. The Crabs, funnily enough, assuming they win out today, there's 6 games left in schedule. If they win out today, they'll finish with a team high 79 wins and tied for 4th in Legends Conference history. I think the Vandals, Sloths, and OBX finished above them. I know the Vandals did. I forgot. I looked at it earlier. But they are on pace for the best season in franchise history, which has to be exciting if you're a Crab fan. Taking a look at the Champions Conference. Congratulations to the Demons and the Stars, who have officially clinched a playoff spot. If you're the Crabs, would you rather play the Voyagers or OBX in round 1? I am going to keep it a buck here and admit that I haven't really paid a ton of attention to the majors. I've been too enveloped in the minors, so I honestly don't have a good answer for that. If you're the Crabs, I think you're happy with either, given that you're a 73-win team. So who would you rather play, Potato? I think it's your opinion that matters more than mine. Congratulations to the Demons and Stars again for making the playoffs. We will likely watch one of their games. We'll figure out which one. The wild card slots, however, are up for grabs. So you'll see Detroit and Nashville are going to be competing for the Champions East title. They are only 1 game apart. And the first series that they play on stream, I'd rather play Buff. Can you use Sim Powers to make that happen? Unfortunately, my Sim Powers had me throwing a 6.2 ERA this season, so unfortunately I think we're mathematically eliminated, but I tried my best. Yes, they're 1 game apart, and the first series for each of the teams are going to be against each other, so we will watch one of those. The Apex are still in this. Oh yes, congratulations to Cancun, who have clinched, and they've clinched their division as well, so they are 7 games up on DVS. There's only 6 games left in the stream, so even if they lost every game today, they would be they'd secure the 1 or the 2 seed, depending on how the Champions East plays out. The wildcard slots are completely up for grabs, so whoever doesn't win the Champions East between Nashville and Detroit will get the other wildcard slot. You'll see that Nashville's 9 games up, so 100% clinched. There's no way that they can drop out of the first wild card, so they will be playing Nashville, or Detroit will likely be playing Cancun, but we will see. And all 4 of these teams here, the Apex, the Scorpions, the Serpents, and the Rougarou, are all in this thing today. So we will definitely watch Nashville and Detroit today. We will probably watch Indianapolis and DVS. We may watch Seattle, and then I think New Orleans is a part of, I think they play Death Valley. So I have a little list that I'll show once I go over the standings as they are. For the minor leagues, we are going to show a couple minors games today. I'm glad Rory's here because the Hepcats are actually going to be first, because you guys only play 1 non-Rana series, and as much as I love the Frogs, I don't think I can get away with airing them. Congratulations to the Armadillos, the Bears, the Lemurs, and the Mingos, who have clinched a playoff spot. You will see that the 5 and 6 seeds are very much still up for grabs between the Hepcats, Kingpins, Swift Steeds, Wheelers, and Firehawks. So every team is still technically in it. We will see how this plays out today on which teams we will get to watch here in the minors. I have a list here, a preliminary schedule. We are definitely going to be watching Florida at Kansas City first, so that'll be the first game on our schedule, just so that way Kansas City can definitely get on and not get run. The second game is going to depend on the results of the first game between Detroit and Nashville. So assuming Nashville wins to tie this division at 59 and 43, we'll 100% be watching that game after. Assuming they do not, we're going to watch DVS at Cancun. And then, I'm going to pull this up. Game 3, if we didn't show Nashville at Detroit, we'll definitely be showing Nashville at Detroit. Or Lunar Base versus Indy. Or DVS at Cancun if we didn't show that one for Game 2. Or some non-Kansas City minors game, if there's a tie that remains with 6 seed. And then beyond that, I can't plan out because who knows what happens. So we are in an exciting race here, and I'm excited to bring it to all of you. So I said something that I was going to do, but I already forgot. So yeah, I guess let's just get started. So today, Thursday, September 9th, like I said, we are 100% going to be showing, wow, you couldn't plan out a schedule for every possible outcome. Unfortunately, I don't quite have the skills that you do, Roar. If I did have that brain power, then I would, but unfortunately, my brain is very tiny and very smooth. And with that, I love you too, bud. We'll get to show your team live on stream first. Let me just make sure all of my settings are right and good. And then let me know if the levels are bad. The I don't know how the actual game's gonna sound when it starts, but if the levels are a little too high, please let me know. Just post in chat or tag me on Discord, and I would be happy to fix that for you all. So taking a look at this game, the most important people are probably going to be Doc Rock here for the Flamingos. You'll see he's 1-1 against Kansas City with a 1.93 ERA, which is crazy, crazy, crazy low. And on the Hepcats, they're going to be relying on Thomas St. John here, who's batting a great 357 against Doc Rock. And then you'll see Red Panda in the 9-hole seems to have Doc Rock's number. So if those two can't get it going today, then Kansas City could still be in this, and if Doc Rock puts out a Doc Rock performance, the Mingos will be in that fight for the 2 or 3 seed, or for the 2 seed and the first round bye. So let's get it going, everyone. Oh yeah, those levels are way too loud. They are for me, at least. We'll see. So let's get started here. Matt Buster on the mound, pitching to McScooty Fortune here in the Kansas City Center for kids who can't read good. And first contact from McScooty Fortune's a fly out to left field. Sorry guys, I don't do this very often. I haven't done this in forever. So Lionel McScallywags grounds out to the pitcher for an easy out. And Polly Wag gets it past the first baseman into the outfield. First hit of the game. The Matt Buster no-no watch is officially ended. And an easy lineup. The center for Kansas City kids that can't read good, actually. You're their teacher, Rory, so they need to start to read better. And that's the end of the top of the first. So we are going to the bottom of the first with Kansas City. Gandalf the Grey leads off and grounds out directly to the shortstop. Thomas St. John, one of the players that I think is going to be the most important today, gets a little bloop into center field over the shortstop's head for the first hit of the game. Doc Rock's no-no is all over. Thank you, Rory. I try. Clemen Kamenik grounds out and in a fielder's choice stays on first. And what does Super Creek do? Homer! Super Creek. Ow, that's really loud. Oh my god. I don't know if it's that loud for you guys, but that is really loud for me. 1 second. Super Creek with the home run. This is the 1998 Arima Keenan all over again. So Kansas City takes a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first, and Martin Walker gets on base right after. And the inning is going to be over after Kif Croker grounds out to the second baseman. So 2-0 Kansas City. Top of the second now, Darius Maxwell strikes out. The first strikeout of the game for Matt Buster. Sean Spencer, one of the most active people here in PBE chat here in Maine, excited for how the draft goes for him. Flies out, pops out directly to the shortstop. And Miles Phoenix somehow beats it out. Just a little slow roller that got past the pitcher for the second hit of the game. Dan Thunder, easy little blooper down to the first baseline, and we are through the top of the second. Bottom of the second here, Jacopo Reddick rolls over a little bit, and oh no, he misses the throw. Reddick gets to first. He must have been intimidated by Rory's ability to teach kids how to read, as Julian Oloa takes the walk. 2 on, no outs for Kansas City. And oh my goodness. Okay, I thought that was out again. Into the gap for a potential triple? Red Panda, the other person that I said. So I am using my sim power, I guess. I am magic today. With a triple to bring in 2 more runs and no outs on the board. This is already looking a little rough for the Flamingos, as Doc Rock gets his first strikeout of the day for his 100th strikeout on the season, and immediately walks Thomas St. John. You got to get a little afraid here. Yeah, you needed that out desperately, given what Super Creek already did earlier in the game, and she can't do it again. But doesn't matter when Kansas City got 2 runs on a triple from Red Panda to take a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the second. So top of the third, Ozzie Batty strikes out. Matt Buster gets his second one of the game and his 100th of the season, it looked like. McScooty Fortune, a little blooper past the second baseman, past the shortstop to get on base for, I think, another hit. Lionel McScallywags takes the pitch, and McScooty Fortune gets the second on the steal. So we have a runner in scoring position as McScallywags rolls it over directly to the shortstop. Polly Wag comes up and rolls it over directly to the third baseman. Well, first runner in scoring position for Florida, and they weren't able to make anything of it. Bottom of the third now. Martin Walker takes the walk on 4 balls. Rory did not give him the 3-0 green light. That's some disappointing management from the Hepcats manager. And Kif Croker gets a little hit over the second baseman to get a runner in scoring position. 2 on, no outs, as Jacopo Reddick pops it up directly to the third baseman, and he catches it. If his name was Martin Hits the Baller, I'd let him. Well, unfortunately, you should actually see if he's willing to rename himself, as we ground out into a double play, and the inning is over. Top of the fourth now. Homer Simpson, who I almost called a certain former Heisman Trophy winning running back for a second, draws the walk and gets on first base. Let's see if we can get him to scoring position as Darius Maxwell drives him to second. We got 2 on, no outs. The Flamingos were in the same spot last inning, so let's see if they can make something of it this time. So far they can. Sean Spencer loads the bases up with no outs. Are we going to see a Noble Tiger on stream? We are... Probably not. Depends on how good his arm is. And we did not. Miles Phoenix drives in Homer Simpson on a fly out to center field. Flamingos finally get on the board as Dan Thunder rolls over and grounds out 2 into a double play to end the inning. So Florida gets on the scoreboard. It is still a 4-1 game as Red Panda flies out to center field for the first out of the bottom of the fourth. Gandalf the Grey rolls out to third base. And Thomas St. John, who has, I believe, a hit and a walk today, gets on base again. Yeah, he has 2 hits in 2 at-bats and a walk today. So St. John is feasting on this Florida pitching staff. As Clement Kamenik grounds it out to the shortstop. No error this time. We'll go into the top of the 5th. Still a 4-1 game. Ozzie Batty bloops it down the right field line-ish and gets in for a hit. So this is the third inning in a row that Florida has started off getting a base runner on. We'll see if they can make something of it again. In fly out that I couldn't see to Klamanik, so McScooty Fortune sat down this time. Lionel McScallywags, we love these little bloops over the infielder, gets on base to put 2 runners on with only 1 out. Pollywag, 1 for 2 today, grounds out, but manages to stay on with the fielder's choice. So Florida with a single could be in business and bring someone home, as Homer Simpson rolls over on it with no runs to show for it. So top of the 5th, the Flamingos managed to get 1 on board, and it's nowhere near game over, but they have to start stringing some hits together and getting some offense. As Super Creek flies out to the first baseman, Martin Walker gets it right past the shortstop. Just must have taken a little turn when it hit the infield dirt to get on first base with 1 out. Kiff Croker strikes out. Yeah, he hits the baller now. I think you have to, I don't know what the process would be to change your name this late. I don't think you can. I think you can only change your username at this point. But if you can change your name, I think he's a good one to change it to, or a good candidate for that, as the bottom of the 5th is over. And Darius Maxwell, we love these little single blooper hits just over the infielders, because I think that's like the 3rd one in a row from the Flamingos. As Darius Maxwell gets on base, Sean Spencer takes his 2nd walk of the game. Again, this is the 3rd inning in this game where Florida's gotten 2 on, no outs, and they've only been able to score a run once as, oh no, a little fly out into a double play. That is absolutely heartbreaking and incredible defense from Super Creek. I don't know why you left the base when you have such an esteemed athlete on first, but alas, it came back to bite the Mingos as they ground out. And we are going to the bottom of the 6th. It is still a 4-1 game. Julian Aloha takes a walk to get on first to start the inning. Red Panda's looking to bunt, but he kind of missed it. Maybe he should have gotten the bunt out because he flew directly to the shortstop for the first out of the inning. Gandalf the Grey rolls over, but manages to stay on with a fielder's choice. So we still have 1 on with 2 outs. And Thomas St. John, who's gotten on every time he's come up this time. So I think that's his 3rd walk of the day with the 2nd hit. So he is, I think, the game's MVP, assuming the score stays like this, as Klamanik rolls over to end the inning. Oh, it's still a 4-1 game going into the top of the 7th. Ozzy Batty here strikes out. Easy peasy today for... Porygon 2 is in. I didn't even notice. I thought Matt Hunter was still on the mound, but no. Porygon 2 with Porygon 2 strikeouts this inning. Thank you. I'll be here all day. Lionel McScallywags rolls over, but manages to beat it out. I think that's the 2nd time today he's done that, too. Infield hit to get a runner on with 2 outs. As Pollywag manages to get it past the 2nd baseman on the shift. And wow, okay, yeah, he gets to 2nd, and somehow McScallywag, sorry, you guys start with such a similar name, McScallywag gets to 3rd, so we got 2 runners in scoring position, as Homer Simpson gets it over the shortstop. Can they get 2 runs? No, they cannot. Pollywag got way too aggressive here. Porygon 2 manages to hold on and save what could have possibly been the game if they got 2 runs in this inning. Way to go for the KC defense. Just lights were a little too bright for Homer Simpson, or for Pollywag that time. As Super Creek grounds out to Sean Spencer for the first out of the inning. Another ground out to Sean Spencer, who's getting a ton of work there at 3rd base. Kiff Croker comes up and gets it just over the 2nd baseman's head for his 2nd hit of the game, to get a runner on with 2 outs, and Jacopo Reddick gets sat down. So we got 6 outs left for the Florida Flamingos. Let's see what they can do with it. Darius Maxwell up at the plate, 2 for 3 today, and make that 3 for 4. This is exactly who you want leading off the inning. Someone who can get on consistently. So runner on, no outs. Can they do it again? Sean Spencer takes another walk. Where have we seen this before? This is the 5th time. 5 innings, 5 out of 8 innings. We've seen this exact scenario. Popo brought in to try and close this game out as Miles Phoenix flies out to the left fielder. 1 out with the pitcher change. Dan Thunder, absolutely heartbreaking, to ground out directly to the first baseman. Super Creek throws it to second, gets back on the bag. 3 outs left for the Mingos. Let's see if they can hold Kansas City or if they're going to be digging themselves out of a deeper hole. Junior O'Callahan tries to shut this out, but oh no. Wild pitch. Runner takes first base. Let's see what the Hepcats can do with it. Red Panda rolls over, but manages to get on first. As Gandalf the Grey flies out to the pitcher, I think? No, to the... I don't know who caught it, but second baseman? I have no idea. First baseman? I have no idea. He grounds out, or he flew out. Thomas St. John. Oh no, the streak is over. His potential last at-bat of the day, and he does not get on base. I'm so sorry for jinxing Mr. St. John. Popo tries to shut this out as the Mingos have 3 outs. Ground out to the shortstop for Ozzy Batty. 2 outs remaining. McScooty Fortune, they're at the top of the lineup. Gets it in over the third baseman's head. Gets on base. The Mingos are still in this. Tying run comes up to the plate. Lionel McScallywags. Same thing on the other side of the field. 2 runners on. The winning run. Polly Wag comes up to the plate. If he hits this out of the park. Oh, immediate line out to the second baseman on the shift. Homer Simpson, this could be it. And that is it. That's the end of the game. The Kansas City Hepcats take the win to go up to 52-51. Keeping themselves in contention for that 5th and 6th playoff spot. Congratulations to the Hepcats. W. Popo, yeah. He did. That's his 14th save on the season. So incredible outing from Popo. Incredible outing from the Hepcats. Florida, you have to be really bummed with how many hits you were able to string together. They just couldn't come together at the right time. So Kansas City wins game 1 today. We will go ahead and save the game. And, yeah, 52-51. Let me see if Jacob's beautiful thingamajiggy works. Or if I set it up correctly. Well, I know it works, but let me see if I personally set it up correctly. Because, as mentioned before, my brain is very small and very tiny. So we'll see if the ticker updates here. Well, it's going crazy, so yep, there we go. Hey, that's great. That's awesome. What do you know? Game 102. It should have been game 103. Oh, because I forgot to export. Sorry, guys. I pulled whoopsie, oopsie poopsie. I forgot to export. Let me wait for this to finish running first before I do anything else, just so that way nothing accidentally messes things up. Thank you, Rory. Sorry, guys. Everybody gets one, okay? Everybody gets one. This is the first for me. I would just had it exported to try and test it. Data export. I don't even know if this finished running, but I'm going to assume it did because the executable's not open. Although let me check. Okay. Okay. Let's export this. Export data to CSV files and then do it again. Sorry, folks. This should actually get us in the right spot now. We will see. So, congratulations to the Hepcats. Let's take a look at the pennant chase here. So, Crabs won today. Voyagers did not. The Demons, or yes, they did. Voyagers won. Outer Banks lost. Demons took the win, so we likely won't be watching Detroit-Nashville next. We'll likely watch that as the 3rd game. Death Valley lost. Seattle won. We have to see if we want to watch Seattle. Indianapolis won. What did I say? So Nashville at Detroit. If Nashville loses, DVS at Cancun. But DVS, yeah, we'll show DVS versus Cancun. We'll do Indy. We'll do Indy Loon next, or the game after that. Maybe. We'll see. We'll figure it out. So that should have pushed. It did. Perfect. So let's go on to game 104. 5 left in the season. And we are going to show Yeah, we'll still show DVS at Cancun because that's what I put out, and it's easier for me to just follow along with what I have. Okay, so going up to the majors today, we are going to watch DVS at Cancun, if I can find it. DVS at Cancun. So again, DVS, Indianapolis, Seattle, and New Orleans are still in. Oh man, honestly, I almost want to go switch to that game just because these two are still in it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry, DVS. These two are still in it for the wild card, and they're only one. Seattle's only one game behind you, so I think we're gonna show New Orleans at Seattle today. Instead, I'm very sorry. We're playing it by ear though, so we will go ahead and see the Rougarous take on the Sea Serpents. In this case, you'll see that there is a strong advantage for the Serpents in the top of their lineup. But as you get further down, the Rougarou have a little more depth in their hitting. So we will see if they are able to take this win against the Sea Serpents and get themselves to 47 wins and 53 losses. I think 53, 54. So let's go to game 2 for today. The Rougarous taking on the Sea Serpents. Welcome to the Aquadome in Seattle, as Thibaut Lefebvre leads off with a ground out to the second baseman. Sidney Johnson comes up to the plate and gets it past the shortstop for an easy single. So we have the first base runner of the day, the Xavier Pruitt. No. The dream is dead, unfortunately. Jackson Love flies out to the second baseman for the second out, and Harry Callahan rolls it over to the shortstop. Top of the first, over. Only one hit for the Rougarous as Seattle comes at to bat with Buki Metz striking out. Griff Manzer here on the mound. The rookie, I don't know if he's a rookie this season or if he was a rookie last season, but the young pitcher, the future of the New Orleans pitching staff, gets a strikeout in his first batter, and then lo and behold, you get one type of 3-true outcome, and then you get the other one as he walks past the reigning cover athlete, I think. Reigning cover athlete, as Pass gets his 88th steal of the season right there, as Jim Hawkins pays for it. Unbelievable. Griff is so mad that a base runner stole a base from him that he hit Jim Hawkins right there high, and is going to come to regret it as Gator McGraw gets a hit to load the bases with only one out. Griff Manzer here is going to be hoping that they roll over to the catcher or roll over for someone. As they do, oh my goodness, incredible defensive play right there as Bradley Wellerman Jr. rolls over to the shortstop, and New Orleans converts the double play to keep it a 0-0 game. Top of the second here, Ozzie Robinson strike out, second strikeout of the game, or first strikeout of the game for Pruitt, as AJ Boucher, the 2 seasons ago MVP, reigning ex-MVP, grounds out. Tater McCheesy, the rookie, Brew City Bear alumni, hits a single right up the middle, right past the pitcher. So first base runner of the inning as Air Your Dong, the other rookie, flies out to the third baseman. Bottom of the second, Bill Slam Squatch strikes out. Second strikeout of the day for Griff Manzer. We'll see if he walks the batter this time. Aaron Judge, easy little ground out to the first baseman. Your Dong, easy field for him. King Loke hits it deep, but not deep enough as Lefebvre was right there to get the out. Second inning is over. We go to the top of the third as Xavier Pruitt gets his second strikeout of the day on Malcolm Kell. We go back to the top of the lineup with Lefebvre. 0 for 1 on the day, 0 for 2 after Pruitt's second consecutive strikeout. Sidney Johnson right past the shortstop. We get another single here. Can Jordan Love capitalize? Jackson Love. Sorry, I get you guys confused. And he cannot, as Pruitt gets his third strikeout of the inning to sit down the Rougarou and give Seattle a chance to put up the first points of this game. Joshua J., also a Brew City alum, funnily enough, gets the second hit of the day for Seattle. We go back to the top of the lineup with Buki Metz, who rolls over to the third baseman and gets thrown out on a fielder's choice. Jay moves to second, so runner in scoring position. As pass, reigning cover athlete, I still think, grounds out to the shortstop, 2 outs. Jim Hawkins, who got hit near the face before, he gets his revenge this time with a double to drive in the first run of the game. This is why when you're a pitcher, you don't challenge batters like that. You don't know what kind of mental they're in. You don't know how they're feeling. You don't know if that's going to rile them up. And it did Jim Hawkins as he gets the first run of the game on a double down the left field line as Gator McGraw strikes out to end the inning. So damage limited as much as it could as Harry Callahan nails against the shift. So the right fielder was really close to center field there. And easy double for Harry Callahan. Ozzie Robinson comes up. 5th strikeout of the day for Xavier Pruitt. AJ Boucher, walk. I think the first walk of the day for Pruitt. So we have 2 on, 1 in scoring position for McCheesy, who got a single in his last at-bat. And oh no, the second baseman boots it. That's really unfortunate. New Orleans was in this position before, though. And, or no, it was Seattle that was in this position. So we'll see if New Orleans is able to capitalize better than Seattle did, as Air Yordong flies out and no advancement from the third baseman. And no, we get bases loaded again with only 1 out, and no one is able to capitalize as Kell rounds out to the first baseman. 1-0 Seattle Sea Serpents. Wellerman Jr. up as I thought he grounded out to the shortstop, but the shortstop Kell tried to make a play on it and couldn't reach it. It must have made like a funny turn when it hit the dirt as Wellerman Jr. gets on with the single. On the 0-2 count, Slam Squatch swings, and it flies out to the center fielder. Aaron Judge back out. Almost 2, but it was 2. Okay. The animation did not make it look like he got got, but he got got. Inning over as the Rougarou come back to the top of their lineup, and Lefebvre immediately flies out to the third baseman. Sidney Johnson gets on base with a walk as Jackson Love with his first hit of the game. They managed to, did he turn a double? No, he didn't. He tried to extend it to a double, but he got thrown out. Oh no, we get some really aggressive base running today. Callahan with his second hit of the day. He loves that right field area. Drives in the first run for New Orleans, who are still in this playoff hunt. Ozzie Robinson strikes out, but they tied the game, so the Rougarou faithful have to be really happy, especially to do this on the road. King Loke is up and strikes out. Griff Manzer's 4th strikeout of the day. As he follows it up with his 5th strikeout of the day, can Griff Manzer strike out the side? Buki Metz is up. He does. What did I tell you? Can he strike out the side? He can. This young rookie or sophomore or this young pitcher showing why the Rougarou put their draft stock in him to close out the inning with his 3rd strikeout. AJ Boucher rolls over as Pruitt converts the easy out to first. McCheesy takes a walk, so he has a hit and a walk today. Pruitt, wild pitch just outside, and Joshua Jay could not get a hold of it as the runner advances to second. Air Yordong hits it directly to the third baseman. Easy ground out for the second out of the inning. Malcolm Kell takes a walk, so we're still in this, and we're going back to the top of the lineup for the Rougarou. Lefebvre comes up. I believe she has a hit today. She does not, but for some reason I thought she did. As she grounds out, no runs scored for the Rougarou. They got a couple runners on base, and you can see their offense is doing okay. They've got 6 hits and 4 or 5 walks here. But just unable to capitalize on any of those base runners. As Pass gets on base with a single, runner on first. He tries to get his second, 89th of the season, his 2nd stolen base of the day. As Jim Hawkins just does it again. Griff, I don't know why you thought hitting Jim Hawkins was a good idea, but he gets his 2nd RBI. This time, his 2nd double for an RBI to drive in pass. So Jim Hawkins does it again to bring in the 2nd run for Seattle. As Griff Manzer gets his 7th strikeout, but it came just a little bit too late. Wellerman Jr. grounds out to the shortstop, who converts it. 2 outs, and Bill Slam Squatch hits directly to the right fielder. So Jim Hawkins, yeah, hi hummus, yeah. I figured everybody deserves a playoff stream, so let's ride. Maybe it'll give the Bears some good luck too. Sidney Johnson flies out to left field. Jackson Love, who's gotten a hit on the day, flies out to center field to pass, who, if it's not Jim Hawkins, pass would be considered probably the other MVP, as Harry Callahan, who's drove in that run for the Rougarou, grounds out. Bottom of the 7th, we just passed the stretch, as Aaron Judge grounds out in his 3rd at-bat of the day. King Loke strikes out in his 3rd at-bat of the day. Tim Westbrook comes in for Griff Manzer to try and stop Seattle from scoring any more runs and actually letting this game get out of hand, but he immediately lets in a single to Joshua J. as Tim Westbrook manages to get Buki Mets to roll over and save the Rougarou from an even larger deficit. Well, still 1-run deficit in the top of the 8th as Ozzie Robinson makes pass run a really, really long way. Maybe that means he won't get a 3rd steal on the day for a fly out. AJ Boucher, full count, fly out to pass. Yeah, you make him run, and maybe he's less effective on the base paths. As McCheesy grounds out. We've only got 3 outs left for the Rougarou. Pass comes up. And my theory of his legs being a little too run out did not work, as he beats out a little roller to the 3rd baseman for another infield single. Does he go? Of course he goes. Why don't I even ask? His 90th stolen base on the season. Pass is making a run for 100. As he, well, yeah, there you go, 91. There are going to be 4 games left, so I think he might be on pace for 100 steals as Jim Hawkins does it again, stays hot with another double. That's his 3rd double to drive in pass of the day. So all 3 RBIs have come from Jim Hawkins driving in pass. So, Griff, again, you made a huge mistake by hitting this guy. Gator McGraw drives in the 4th run of the day for Seattle with the double, and if you're New Orleans, this could be your playoff hopes just going up in flames here as Bradley Wellerman Jr. rolls over for the 1st out of the inning. If you're New Orleans, now you have to fight back against Seattle, you have to fight back against DVS, and you have to fight back against Indy. That's not looking good for New Orleans. If they're unable to tie this game up, that inning could have been their playoffs right there. As they managed to get out of the inning with only 2 runs given up, but 3 outs to work with and 3 runs that they need. We'll see what they can do. As Air Yordong rolls it over for the 1st out of the inning. Malcolm Kell grounds out to the 2nd baseman and almost throws it wide, but they manage to convert for the 2nd out. And Lefebvre strikes out. So the Seattle Sea Serpents get their 49th win of the season. And they are still here in the playoff hunt. So congratulations to the Sea Serpents. New Orleans is going to have one heck of an uphill battle, sitting at 46-58 now. But congratulations to the Sea Serpents, who are very much still in this. Jim Hawkins, player of the game. That's a very, very easy one, if you ask me. So we'll take a look at just the pennant chase, just the standings to figure out who we want to show. The Aviators 3 games back on New Orleans for the 3 seed. Demons win again to go up 3 games on Nashville. I was really hoping that series would be a little closer, so it would be more of a must show. But it is not as close as we had hoped. Indianapolis and Death Valley, again, 51-50. They're 1 game apart, so Indy or Death Valley may be one of the games that we need to watch. And then here in the minors, we'll take a look and see where we are sitting at. So the Dillos have, the Dillos have locked up the first round bye. The Bears and Lemurs are going to be competing for the 2nd of the 2 first-round byes, but they don't play each other, to my knowledge. Let me see. I don't think so. Yeah, we do not. We play the Armadillos State College, so There won't be any games that there are necessarily a must-watch until the very end, but I think the 6 seed battle is going to be a little more interesting. So we will keep an eye on those in the minors. Actually, I'm going to have to look that up. Who does Chicago play next? Anchorage after the Lemurs. Okay, so that might be our game 4. Could be Chicago at Anchorage, because in theory they could be tied for that 6th seed, or State College versus the Bears, but we will see after game 3. So I have preliminary schedule here: Nashville, Detroit, Loon versus Ind, or DVS at Coon. So we haven't showed any of these teams. I had really hoped that Nashville and Detroit, like Nashville would take one of them, so that way it would be like a little, I will say easier to justify, but a little more stakes. But alas, that was not the case. So let me export here and send out the next push for everyone. So I have never done this before, so I sincerely hope people have been enjoying themselves and are excited for the remaining 4 days of PvE action. As box scores are going out now. Box score push out, please. Yeah, Cap, I'm doing that right now. We just want Detroit to just clinch. No drama, please. Well, you guys have won the first 2 games. I think you guys are 3 games up and there's only 4 games left. So if you guys beat Nashville here, yeah, we'll show that game. Sure. Love you too, Cap. Yeah, we'll show that game, I think, because if Detroit wins, then you guys have clinched the division. So we'll show that. And then if Nashville wins, then they stay in the hunt for the Champions East. So we'll go ahead and show that game. And Detroit may be on stream a few times today, because after this, you guys have the Apex, who will be also in the playoff hunt here. So like I said, we will likely show one or both of these teams, and then we'll likely show a minors team as well. So box scores got pushed out. Let me know if you guys did not get yours. Otherwise, we are going to advance to the 11th. And like I just promised, we are going to watch the Nashville Stars at the Detroit Demons. So this is for all the marbles. If you're Nashville, you have to win this game to have a shot at winning the division and getting one of the home field advantages in the first round. And if you're the Demons, you have to win this game for protecting Cap's blood pressure, because if there's anything that he loves more than anything else, it's Demons baseball and letting him down on stream. So both of these teams are in an absolute must-win situation here. So who is going to win? We are going to find out now, as my cats just got their food, so you may hear them show up on stream here in a couple minutes. So let's go to Detroit. Nashville at Detroit. Game 105. Thought it was 9. 105. So let's go. Oh, just realized I was on the wrong scene. Sorry, guys. Yes, Rory, it is an automatic feeder. They eat at 3 p.m. Eastern, or I guess they eat at 2 p.m. on their feeder. So that changes on daylight savings, but I don't reset the time because, like, that's not fair to them to have to make them readjust. So they eat at 3 p.m., so they're ready for the stream. They've actually been really good. I expected them to be, like, yelling and crying and sprinting and running and just being, like, terrible. But they've actually been really good, so we'll see. Top of the first is over, as Nashville was unable to get a hit in the top of the first. It's 7 minutes before. Yeah, well, I told you, my brain is really smooth, and I can't tell time either. I can't read a digital clock, Rory. That's why I was late here on stream. No, that's because my partner was over, and we were doing DC trading card pulls. I got her a couple boxes of DC trading cards, so we were doing pulls, and it ran a little late. So, unfortunately, I just spent quality time with my significant other and made you guys wait. So, another half inning with no hits. So, top of the second here, as Ford Lincoln Mercury grounds out to the second baseman right into the shift. Ethan Shadow, thumbs down. Yeah, sorry, buddy. At least I didn't stream at like 6:30 this time. That's what happened last time I streamed. It was at 7 a.m. So, you know, at least I beat that this time. Fly out from Valor III into center field as Michael Munson gets it right over the shortstop's head. Former Rookie of the Year Michael Munson, and I think reigning Silver Slugger for catcher in the Champions Conference. As Bobby Briggs, can he drive a run home? Just barely. Ethan Shadow goes from second to home to score the first run of the game off of a single from Bobby Briggs. Nashville is still in this, and they are alive. As this is not what you want to see if you're a Detroit fan, for the bottom of their lineup to be this productive. For them to turn around and have their best hitter hit it right up right field, I'm so sorry, Cap, to drive in 2 runs. As Bobby Briggs and Michael Munson both come home. I'm sorry, Cap, I should know better. As Jay Bust Rainier strikes out for the 3rd out of the inning. Alpha Nerd comes up for Detroit as it sneaks right below the second baseman's legs. Detroit clinches division, and I think home field for the Champions Conference if Detroit wins. I think Cancun is also at 59 wins. So I don't know about home field for the whole conference, but I'll have to look. As Biff Slamis grounds out into the double play, and you do not like this if you're a Detroit fan. I hate seeing us in live stream. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Cap. I'm sorry, Cap. This was just the only game that had like a concrete resolution one way or the other. So unfortunately, I was like, hey, we're gonna put Detroit on. I'm so sorry. Strikeout for the first out from Slate Gray. Ford Lincoln Mercury. Can Pythagoras strike out the side? He can. 3 strikeouts to sit the Nashville batters down. So we are going to come to the bottom of the 3rd with Danger Dollarson up at bat with his little flame by his emoji. Flame emoji by his face. That will not help as Waxillium Summer comes up and flies out to center field. And Higashi Shizuka, easy little line out to the right field. So this Detroit offense is just not able to get anything going. Mac John, I don't know if he's favorite, but at least in the top 5 in the Pitcher of the Year conversation for the Champions Conference. He is definitely up there. He is just shutting down this Detroit offense. Hi, Maki, please don't. Hi, Princess. Hi, Princess, come say hi. Please don't chew my mic, though. Come say hi. As Bobby Briggs comes up, she does not want to say hi as we get a Revan Shan slide for the 3rd out of the inning. Detroit's defense is playing phenomenally outside of that 2nd inning, but their offense just needs to get anything going on Mac John. He's been in the top 5 for Pitcher of the Year conversation for the past, 4 seasons. So I think ever since we switched to 26, he's been one of the best pitchers in the conference. So they really need to turn that from him. They need to turn him into one of the worst pitchers in the conference here. As Zach Johnson III strikes out, and that is not how you do it. Only 41 pitches for John through 4 innings. As we go back to the top of the 5th, as my goodness, Jimmy Lumber brings the lumber. We may actually have to check his bat to make sure he's not Jimmy Metal. I'll be here all week. Gets a solo home run on an 0-2 count to bring Nashville up to a 4-0 lead. Halfway through the game, oh my goodness, oh my god, I was going to say Pythagoras needs to get pulled immediately as he almost gives up a 2nd home run in a row to CJ Levine. Jay Bust Rainier comes up and, oh, I thought he had the wheels. We did not teach him how to have the wheels in Brew City as he grounds out to the shortstop for his 2nd or 3rd out, and Slate Gray manages to hit it off the wall for a double, so this Nashville offense is not done yet. Lincoln Mercury, it drops fair. Drives in a runner, no! Oh my goodness, Slate Gray got way too aggressive. The 3rd base coach should get fired for that. As the Stars should have had more than 1 run this inning, but unfortunate base running from them holds them to only 1 run to extend it to a 4-0 lead as Detroit finally gets an extra base hit with Alpha Nerd getting it just into the gap for a double. Can they capitalize on this? Biff Slamis strikes out on a full count. 5th strikeout for Mac John. Holden Jam line out directly to the third baseman. Can Danger Dollarson keep that hot? No, he cannot. We're going to have to change that fire. We're going to have to change that flame to a snow cone here soon, unfortunately. Ethan Shadow comes up in the top of the 6th. Strikes out Vidal Valor the third. Grounds out to the shortstop. And Michael Munson, who I've already sang the praises of. Congratulations to him, by the way. Michael Munson, man who sold the world. He graduated from college today. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but he posted in the Bears locker room. So amazing stuff from him. And Michael Munson, that's less important than how good Michael Munson is performing today. But if you see him in your locker room, make sure to tell him congratulations. It's really awesome that any of our PBEers are able to or have achieved their dreams, their post-secondary dreams. So congratulations to him. As Jimmy Lumber does it again, getting the 5th run of the game. There on a single, CJ Levine takes a walk, and this is not Goro. Don't chew the cable. As René-Antoine Lepouvoir comes in and immediately gives up 3 runs on a double. The score is now 8-0. Cap said at, I don't know what time it is because I don't know what the timestamp is, hates seeing Detroit on stream. If you're still there, Cap, I'm still very sorry. If you already left, I understand. As that's one heck of a hole to try and dig themselves out of for Detroit with how on fire Mac John has been today. And he continues to stay on fire with a strikeout of Waxillium Summers. Higashi Shizuka, oh, what a play from CJ Levine as he yanks that right out of the air. Revan Shan grounds out to Levine. Levine, the defensive MVP at least. I don't know who the offensive MVP of this game is. Probably Jimmy Lumber. But wow, what a top of the 6th from Nashville. What a dominating performance from Nashville in general. To do this to Detroit's offense is definitely not what I expected coming into this game. Do you know what's worse than seeing our team get beat bad on live stream? Honestly, I think it's this may just be a me opinion, but I honestly think it's the worst to get beat bad on. Well, no, I think it's worse to lose a really, really close game. Like if you lose a 1-run game to get knocked out of the playoffs, I think that hurts more than just getting like your butt whooped. Aw, Cap. I'm sorry. Happy birthday, dude. Happy birthday, Cap. I hope the Demons, well, I'm impartial here, but I hope for you the Demons can give you a good performance. And we're able to watch them again today, clinch the division and potentially the conference. Happy birthday, dude. That's amazing. I'm so sorry that you got up this early. Did you get up this early on like 1 hour notice? Because I didn't really plan this out very far in advance. Like I did not know what time I was going to do this. So if you had an alarm set at like 3 a.m. to watch this, that is absolutely bananas. But happy birthday. That's the most important part. Maybe Detroit will win on stream in spectacular, miraculous fashion. Lepouvoir gets on, or Jimmy Lumber gets on with the walk. Lepouvoir walks Jimmy Lumber. As Levine, yeah, I woke up due to the ping. You actually, dude, you have notifs on? There's no way. There's no way you actually have notifs on. That's crazy. Well, I guess maybe you just have them in game day for the @everyone, but I have the @everyone like super suppressed. Otherwise, that well, a funny story to me specifically is Mulder, hashtag Zach Mulder, formerly of these Nashville Stars, has Discord notifications on for every message in the Bears server. I have no idea why or how, but he's like, yeah, dude, I just have this on. If I'm at work, I'll mute them. I do not. I very much do not have pings on because I do not want to hear bleeps and bloops all day. As Holden Jam flies out to Vidal Valor, Masahiro Sato, former Brew City Bear, gets an easy line out. Now I need to rely on Scud and Lunar Base to help us clinch in the last series. Let's check in on, we're going to the top of the 9th. Let's check in. Seattle is, we may have to show another Seattle game today because that is impressive as Vanda Hat strikes out the side. Holy cow. That was a fast inning. I didn't realize clicking on the out-of-town scoreboard to make it advance was going to advance the play-by-play. So you learned something new. 3 outs for Detroit. Can they come back with 2 outs and an 8-run deficit? Revan Shan comes up over 3 on the day, rolls over to CJ Levine, who throws him out at first. 1 out. This is Detroit's got him right where they want him. Detroit has Nashville exactly where they want him, as CJ Levine comes running into the infield. Zen Brobrist, potential MVP candidate, flies out, and Detroit loses the game 8-0, and Nashville is still in the hunt for the division here, as Mac John is player of the game, which makes a lot of sense, actually. I thought it was going to be Lumber for the 2 RBIs, but no, Mac John absolutely shut them down. What a fantastic set of pitchers, by the way. They both played for a fantastic team in the minor leagues. So absolutely phenomenal. And only the second number 2 performance of the day, because Hiccup Horrendous Haddock III had a tremendous day for the Sloths. So let's take a look around the league and see where we're at here in the pennant chase before I'll do the pushes first, I guess. I'll do the box score pushes since Jacob, very wonderfully. That was for my sequel. Dang it. My bad. I clicked the wrong one. Dang it. Check the graph for the Providence OBX game. Okay, yeah, I'll do that after this. Let me, well, I guess, yeah, I can just hit escape to cancel. Silly goose. Export data to CSV files. Recap sender. This should push. Okay, going out now. Cool. So let me check the pennant chase stuff first, and then I'll do that for you, Tato. EVC, thank you for the raid. Welcome, welcome, Raiders. Welcome, EVC. We're really excited here in the minor leagues. As a minor league GM, I'm really excited to meet Enrique Von Muy Caliente. Yet another freak infielder. I'm really excited. I know you had a ton of success with him, so I'm really excited to get to meet Mr. Muy Caliente. Crabs 75 and 30, Voyagers 55. I'm just gonna go to the wild card. Create a player this weekend to join my new Enrique Von Muy Caliente. Yeah, this would be the time if anybody is interested in checking out the PBE. The new draft class just opened this week, so if you create now or over the next week and a half, give or take, you will be in the next draft class and you'll get to join all the wonderful players we have here. So every player you see on stream has been made by a person, and a person has put in a lot of effort into making them do their absolute best. And then we come here and we hang out and we have a good time. So please consider joining. You can be a rookie like EVC and like myself in this upcoming season. It's really fun. You will not regret it. Voyagers Outer Banks. I don't know if this means that they've clinched it because they're up for it. Well, there's 3 games left now. So I think the Voyagers have officially clinched the 3 seed. Join us, join us, join us. Yeah, the rookie Discord's pretty great. Prospect League is tonight, by the way. Punk and Nospace have been organizing Prospect League. So if you make a player today in enough time, though I think the real-time sim is going to be at 6, but if you make one in time, you may be able to see your player in Prospect League today. And if not, well, it is a real-time sim today, but you may be able to see how they do today. Make your player now and maybe see yourself tonight. Yes, thank you, EBC. Yeah, it'll be an RTS, but you'll get to see how they do, it's really cool. I love Prospect League. It was awesome when I did it. I first made a player 2 years ago, and Prospect League had me hooked, even though I got obliterated a lot. So it is really, really fun. How many wins does Cancun have? My resolution is bad. Cancun is at 57 wins. So 57 wins for Cancun. You're at 61. I think the winner of the East, if you guys win, then yeah, I think you would have it clinched. I don't know if you have it clinched. Yeah, tonight will be an RTS, so we'll at least have the box scores. Yes, you will see how well your player did. But I don't know if it's next sim Punk or the one after that will be live streamed by Nospace, but we do try and live stream at least half of them, and it's really fun, and it's really cool to get to see your player. So 3 games remaining. Detroit should have home field advantage. Okay, well, that's if Detroit's a winner of... So if Detroit holds on, they'll have home field. If Nashville... I guess they would have to win out. They will go up to 62. So Nashville would have to win out. Okay, so one of these 2 teams is going to have it, because I don't think there's a world where... Yeah, Nashville can't. Nashville has to win all 3, and if they do, they go up to 62 wins, and Cancun can't get up there. Okay, so cool. So I also went to college, but it's been a long time, so my brain is smooth and tiny. So Detroit, Nashville, congratulations on clinching the 1 seed. Cancun, congratulations on clinching the 2 seed. And Death Valley and Seattle and Indianapolis, the champions, are gonna have a ton of fun for trying to figure out who gets to play in that second, in either wildcard slot. So Hepcats won again, or they lost. They won the previous game, but they are currently sitting at 98.2% chance to make playoffs because they are going into a series against the most difficult team in all of sports. They are going to go play the Puerto Rico Ranas. So they should actually have a 0% chance to make the playoffs. I'm sorry, Rory. You guys are coming up against the Schwerer Gustav, known as the Puerto Rico Ranas. Not what I meant to do. Where are we at? So the Bears have taken the lead in the battle for the 2 seed and home field advantage. The Mingos have clinched. We are 0-2 in series against them this season. Are you guys actually? Like, really? Like, no cap? That's crazy. That's nuts. I was just doing a bit, but if that's the case, that's crazy. Well, yeah, good luck then. That 90% is way too high. The Lemurs clinched, Mingos clinched, but I think they clinched coming into the series. So Hepcats, 53 and 52, Kingpins, Wheelers, 52 and 53. Everybody's still in this. The next series is going to be Chicago and Anchorage, so I think we're going to watch that just to get one Miners game out. And then we'll go from there. Dang, Cake had a great performance today. We cranked up Cake's hook in Brew City up to +5. Oh yeah, I meant to go look at the box score. Sorry, Potato. You wanted to look at the box score, world scores. Holy cow. Okay. Just a little bit of a roller coaster. It's not too bad, but this is really steep. Hurricane hit a run-scoring single versus Mickey Martino. JD Pants hit a run-scoring single versus Mickey Martino. JD Pants is doing fantastic that game. So you get a little bit of... this would be really fun if they built this in, like, Roller Coaster Tycoon. Heck of a 6th and a 7th from the Crabs, kind of showing why they have as many wins as they do. As JRJ, player of the game, even though in the loss. Lots of back and forth when I was watching the BNN. Yeah, this one would have been a fun one to watch, but unfortunately, like I said, there just weren't any stakes really in the Legends. So I'm sorry to Legends players. Rookie of the Year, Julio Ruiz Jr. I was just seeing how good he did this season so far. Okay, we're coming into the 12th. This should be an off day. Finish today. So let's see what games are on. Apex Demons could be fun, but I do really want to show another Miners game. So I think we're going to show Chicago at Anchorage, since this is super important for that 6th seed. Yeah, if the Firehawks are playing someone else, yeah, there's not a ton of stakes here. Has the rookie Discord command been updated? Good question. I don't know. Punk, do we have that behind like a URL shortener like we do the main Discord? Or I guess Webby? I don't know. Punk? I don't know. I have no idea if I know we have the main Discord behind a like a URL router, but I have no idea if we have the rookie Discord behind that as well, or a similar one. If not, we will update that, or remind me to tell someone to update that, because I actually don't know if I have permissions to do that. Might be the only thing that I don't have permissions for here. Kingpins at Wheelers. So we are flying by the seat of our pants now. Both these teams at 52 and 53. Tie. Should be a fun one. The link on the index is to the 63 server. The rookie one Or, okay, cool. Yeah, thank you, Potato. I don't know who, so I'm guessing that is behind like a URL rerouter or URL shortener. But I did not know. So thank you, Potato. Yes, it looks like it's been updated. Or I imagine the one here goes to, I don't know, if somebody can type, if somebody can hit that, and then, okay, yeah, it is behind the link. So link.pbsim.com/pbrookie-discord. Yes, so that should go to the 63 one. Cool. So who to watch in this game? Whamageddon, 1-1 with a 3.48 ERA. Autumn and Timothy for the Kingpins, as well as Sweet Ganja Smoke. And then for the Anchorage hitters, DB Barnum here in the 2-hole might be the most dangerous person here. So let's get started for the fourth game of the day. This is the longest the stream has gone on in a long time. I haven't quite figured out the speed with which to go at, or the pacing. So thank you all for coming and hanging out with me. So this is not something that I've literally ever done or ever planned on doing, but I wanted to make sure folks got a fun show today as they find out whether or not they get to play next week. So thank you all for joining me as Grande Mexicano hits it into the gap for a double. Oh, ground rule double. Okay, I was like, why are they moving so slow? I thought the animation speed like went down or something. Ground rule double. You do not see that very often. It might be like one of the only two that I've seen since I've been here. I don't know. As a easy single brings in 2 runs for the Kingpins. Obo Femhausen. Danhausen, if he was MTF, drives in 2 with that single. As Autumn Timothy grounds out to the third baseman. 2-0 Chicago going into the bottom of the first. Sorry guys, vocal cord's not used to talking this much, as Rex Jordan drives in the first run on a sacrifice fly. Chris Cash Jr. fly out to left field again, but no runner advances. As Slime Sluggerton takes a walk to load the bases again. Can Braden Verity put more runs on the board? He cannot. Rolled over to the shortstop as Anchorage gets a run here in the first. Top of the second, as Troy Monopolitsky grounds out to the third baseman. Taiga Saijima, toast, I think, gets a little blooper over the second baseman into shallow right field for his first hit of the game. Showtime Jones strikes out on a full count. And Joe East grounds out to the third baseman. That is the end of the top of the second. Robin Banks comes up and bloops a hit into shallow right field. First batter in the bottom of the second, and they get on board with the single. Keon Lennedy, Dub, isn't the one running. Usually Dub is the one that takes off, but no, that was Robin Banks who gets the second on an easy steal. Oh boy, Keon Lennedy gone. His 12th homer of the year. To bring Anchorage up to a 3-2 lead. This is someone that if you're a Majors GM, you want to keep an eye on. This was the first overall pick in the minor league draft this season. He could be, with that kind of performance, make it a case for himself to go first overall again in the Majors draft. So make sure you keep an eye on Mr. Keon Lennedy. As DB Barnum gets on base with a single, Enrique Chico, ball gets past the shortstop as, wow, okay, they stretch it to a double. I really wasn't expecting them to be that aggressive with their base running, but I guess when you only have one out, you may as well try and avoid the double play. as Rex Jordan hits it to left field and the runner decides not to go. So much for aggressive base running. As Chris Cash Jr. gets on with the walk, the bases are loaded again. As Slime Sluggerton grounds out to the shortstop, who gets to second base for the third out of the inning. Anchorage takes a 2-1 lead, or 3-1 lead on that home run. 3-2 lead. I'm reading the wrong things. 3-2 lead after that Keon Leonard home run. D flies out to center field as El Grande Mexicano, who got a double into the gap earlier, rolls over to the first baseman for an out. And are we going to get another homer? Sweet, sweet ganja smoke. Sweet, sweet gone as it's over the right field wall, 373 feet. Tie game. This is the exact opposite of the Detroit-Nashville game. If you watch Detroit-Nashville, it was not a close game at all. But this one, you get some crazy offense from both of these teams here early. Femhausen rolls over the second baseman, and the inning is over, but not after a solo home run from Sweet Sweet Ganja Smoke. Braden Verity back up, and he doesn't get it past the second baseman, 1 out. Robin Banks, who got on before. Oh no, the center fielder takes a bad route, and he's not able to get to that one. A double from Robin Banks. Second hit of the day, as smart call from Kratky to walk Keon Leonard. I know he's in the 9-hole, but he's not in the 9-hole for lack of talent. He's likely in the 9-hole because it gives you a very dangerous option there at the bottom of the lineup if your previous hitters do get on. As Dean Ice flies out, and oh no, we get a wild pitch. Taiga Saijuma's not able to control it as Kratky walks DB Barnum, which may be smart because you could force an out at any base now, but we will see. Checo, and I don't know anything. I know nothing. Grand slam home run for Enrique Checo over the right field wall, 391 feet. Anchorage blows the doors off this game, 7-3. What a game. What an offensive performance. I really hope people stuck around to watch this because man, oh man, has this been a fun one. Ottoman Timothy strikes out. We are not going to get in the game. We're not going to get back in the game if you're a Kingpins fan with striking out like that. Taiga Saijima grounds out to the first baseman, and Anchorage keeps that momentum going after that incredible 4-run grand slam from Enrique Checo to be able to shut down the Chicago offense for nada. No hits, no runs, no walks. Chris Cash Jr., 13 straight games that he's gotten a hit. And the streak will continue today as Slime Sluggerton manages to beat out that little infield roller. And Braden Verity, unfortunately, grounds into a double play, but he at least didn't ground into a triple play as Chris Cash Jr. advances to third. So he can get home on an easy single. Robin Banks gets on base again. Is he going to take off? He has plenty of steals. He decides to stay as Keon Leonard grounds out. Anchorage unable to come up with any insurance runs. Unable to fully put Chicago away as Showtime Jones grounds out to the first baseman. Joe East strikes out on a 2-2 count. Sparky D comes up and gets a really hard rocket of a double into right field. It just is too fast for the right fielder to get in front of. 18th double of the season for Sparky D. Can the Chicago offense capitalize? Almost, but not quite. El Grande Mexicano. Almost quick enough, but unfortunately unable to get to first base and beat the out. Dean Ice grounds out to the second baseman. The Kingpins defense trying their hardest to stay in this. Big Yosh comes onto the mound and forces a flyout. Enrique Checo, who is by far the game's MVP, Magic Man, somehow gets past two defenders, somehow splits the second baseman and the first baseman to get another hit. This man is a magician. I know we have the magician archetype, but this man is like a real magician. As Rex Jordan takes a walk, Chris Cash Jr., who just got a hit in the previous inning, flies out to right field. So Chicago manages to stem the bleeding, but not an inning that you can be really excited by if you're a Kingpins fan. Ganja Smoke, who had the home run earlier in the game, manages to get it past the shortstop and the third baseman for a hit. Obo Femhausen strikes out for the first time today. Ottoman Timothy hits it directly to the right fielder. 2 outs. Troy Monopolipsky 0 for 2, 0 for 3 after another strikeout from Whamageddon, who 82 pitches in 6 innings. We may see him come in for the top of the 7th, but I'm sure it depends on how Anchorage's relievers are faring, because I do know they have a really deep pen. We'll see what they decide to do with it. Braden Verity back up with a nice little fly out, nice little infield fly to the shortstop, or to the second baseman. Robin Banks takes a walk. This is his 3rd time on base, once off a hit, another off a double, 4th time on base, actually. And he doesn't take off this time. Instead, Keon Leonard grounds out to the third baseman. That's exactly what happened last time those two were up. Taiga Saijima fly out to center field. Showtime Jones, little bloop hit into shallow center to get on. Joe East into a double play. I think that's his 2nd on the day, too. Everyone is invited to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I won't, because I don't know if it's copywritten or not, so I am not going to do that. Big Yosh manages to force a ground out to the third baseman. 1 out. DB Barnum into shallow left field for yet another single. 2nd hit of the day. Enrique Checo gets on base again. This dude is unbelievable. 4 hits and 4 at-bats and now a walk. So I think he's gotten on base every time. Dang it, I was ready to clip it, sent to lawyers. Sorry, Rory, I'm not in your jurisdiction. Canada probably does have like an extradition treaty or like a copyright partnership with the US, but I am not in your jurisdiction. So good luck finding a lawyer in Canada that'll sue me. Where are we? Sparky D flies out. Mexicano, 2nd one that almost had enough, but not quite. Ganja Smoke, who had his solo home run earlier in the game, grounds out to the third baseman. So only 3 outs to work with for Chicago. Can Anchorage put up more of a cushion? Kansas City up 5-0 on the Ranas, by the way. Rory, you guys may break the curse. Base hit from Slime Sluggerton. Braden Verity in the exact same spot. Gets it right over the shortstop. 2 on for Anchorage. Are they going to be able? Robin Banks, first time all game that he's been sat down. Unable to make contact or get a walk. Keon Leonard, man who hit that homer earlier today, unable to get back on base. So 3 outs left for Chicago. Femhausen comes up. Looks like it's going to be a fly out to the second baseman. It is. I don't know if the infield fly rule applies in OTP. Ottoman Timothy flies out. Swings on the first pitch and flies out. You have to take a little more patience there. A little more patience as, wow, that's some BM. That's some bad manners from the Wheelers as they hit Monopolitsky, who doesn't even have a hit today. You guys are up 4 runs. Do you guys really need to do that? Did you really need to extend the game by 1 batter? By hitting a guy? Come on, Anchorage. That's some bad sportsmanship from you guys. Anchorage takes the win to go to 52 wins now, I think. Congratulations to Anchorage. A lot of homers in this game, a lot of offense. They managed to blow the doors off. So let's just take a look around. Well, let me put out the box scores for the day so we can figure out where we're going for Game 5. Now, I like it. W. Wheelers set the record straight. Rory, why do you gotta be a hater? Who are you rooting for? Besides the Hepcats, of course. Who are you rooting for to take it out of the minors? I know it's not the Bears. Okay, exports are going out, so we'll check the standings here. Voyagers got a win. Demons won in this previous game, so Cap, congratulations. The Detroit Demons have clinched the Champions East and have clinched the 1 seed in the playoffs. So congratulations to them. You guys couldn't quite seal it on stream, but thankfully I jumped to another team. So not yet. No, there's only 2 games left, Cap. Did Nash lose? Yeah. Yeah, Nash lost. You guys won. You guys have officially clinched the East because there's only 2 games left. There should only be 2 games left. 1, 2. Yeah, there should only be 2 games left. So congratulations to the happy birthday Cap. Yeah, congratulations to the Demons. You guys managed to clinch it. Nashville, unfortunately, heck of a season though, and they can still make a heck of a postseason run. You guys have officially clinched the 3 seed. Oh boy, Indy and Death Valley. I mean, this is still anyone's game. I don't think Seattle is playing the Apex. No, they are not. So if Seattle's even still in this, if Seattle wins both games against Cancun, I don't know who has the tiebreaker. And I don't think... So DVS should be playing New Orleans. So if New Orleans sweeps... And... So if New Orleans sweeps... And Seattle sweeps... Then Seattle will be tied with DVS. And then if Detroit sweeps... Indianapolis will also be tied. And then we get to not have... Then we get to not have fun. And I have to come back tomorrow to figure all this out. So... It's gonna be fun. So we'll take a look here in the... Well, it is. No, it is fun. I'm sorry if I don't sound enthused. It is a really, really fun way to end the season for it to be this close in both the majors and the minors. Here, we almost have the postseason totally fleshed out. So the Bears, let me check the tiebreaker on them really quickly. Team versus team, Brew City, Louisville. The Brew City Bears have officially clinched the 2 seed in the minor leagues. Let's go. There's only 2 games left. Let's go. Punk, post that in Bears chat if you're still here, because I unfortunately can't right now. But officially clinched the 2 seed. So congratulations to me, patting myself on the back. And of course, all the wonderful Bears in the locker room who really do everything. The Hepcats have officially clinched. So congratulations, Rory. It looks like you guys are unable... Yeah, you guys have the... I'm guessing you guys have the tiebreaker against Chicago. I should have checked that while I was there, too. But it says you clinched, so let me just double check here. Kansas City on Chicago. 11-1. Holy cow. Yeah. Okay, so congratulations to... That was the Hepcats, right? Holy cow. Okay. Congratulations to the Hepcats. You guys have officially clinched the playoffs. So we are only looking at a fight between Anchorage and Chicago, who we just watched. So I think we're going to go back to the majors for the next game and go watch one of Indianapolis or Death Valley. I think that will be the plan. So we are on the 13th. Let me just make sure. 14th, 15th. Okay. Hummus, did you really look that up? I'm not going to sing, Hummus. Don't show Indy. Why not? Oh, did they do really good on stream? I don't know. Hang on, I have to post this in the Bears locker room. Have officially... No, they take on Detroit. Oh, okay, yeah. Which means no one can sue you if you sing it. Well, unfortunately, I'm not much of a musician, so I don't think I will. No, Rory. I don't want to get sued from a lawyer in Canada. Clinched the 2 seed. And a first round bye. Sorry, I need to make sure that the Bears know how incredible this sim has been for them. So, holy cow, Toronto. 18 runs. That is insane. So, let's go to the 14th. So, yeah, we already saw Nola too, I think. It was Nola in Seattle. Hummus trucked it down for you, and this is how you repay him. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sorry. I am no musician, so I'm gonna save everyone who's graciously given me their time on stream. Thanks, Dame owe me. Well, I probably owe you a lot of things, to be quite honest. A DVS win today, I'm sure you would really appreciate. One karaoke, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh boy, I'm gonna flip a coin on this one because we haven't seen DVS and we haven't seen Indy. Oh boy. But we have seen Detroit and they just clinched, so I think we'll watch DVS and New Orleans. That would be a perfect charity auction. Normally my voice is in better condition, but I don't know why. I've just been like super hoarse for the past couple of days. So this is probably the most talking that I've done in like I don't know, a week, maybe. I've been working from home a ton, so I haven't had to really talk a whole bunch. So my voice is like super shot. But Death Valley Karaokeotic, you recreated as a horse, so yep. Yeah, good point. I have been extremely hoarse this week. I've been screaming for my Oshis, who are all of the rookies in this class. Well, if you're here and you haven't made a player yet, join PBE, create a rookie, bang rookie. I'll post that in the chat really quick. Bang rookie. If you follow that link, you can go ahead and create a rookie and be my new Oshi. I will cheer for you through your entire career, as passionately as I possibly can. So come join, come hang out. It's a good time. Super Horse, you missed the Kentucky Derby. I did, yeah. The horse that I made was not in the Kentucky Derby, but she is from Kentucky, so I think that almost counts. Death Valley and the Rougarous. So I guess I owe you this one, Hummus. So on the mound for the Rougarous is always a Bummus. On the other side, or on the mound for the Scorpions, on the mound for the Rougarous is rookie Brian Eshelman III. To a DVS win. So I can't promise that, but I'll at least show them on air. It looks like DVS has a big advantage here, but you never know. DVS has been underperforming, I think, relative to expectations, and not by a particularly small margin either. So we will see how they do today as they go to New Orleans to try and take on the spooky doggies, the Rougarous. So let's go off to New Orleans. Is it DVS versus Indy? It's DVS versus Indy, and technically Seattle's still in it, but it would require DVS and Indy to both get swept. And then I don't know who has the wild cards. But if, like I said, if Indy and DVS lose out and Seattle wins out, it'll be a three-way tie. In which case Seattle could technically be in if they have both tiebreakers. But that would be a kind of a cluster. So we'll see. If it comes to that, that'll be fun. I may have to actually leave and come back tomorrow, just because trying to figure that out on the fly might be a little difficult for me. So we will see what happens. Lefebvre comes up and flies out to right field. Ozzie Robinson, Bummus's second batter faced. Easy little line out to the second baseman, Harry Callahan, who showed up quite a lot in the game that we aired of theirs earlier. Struck out by always a Bummus, who isn't hanging up the cleats. One of the last S48 pitchers to hang up the cleats. I think it's him and Beans and Johnny Tatum. And maybe P-Dub? That might be it. There aren't quite a lot of us left, us old men. So we're getting a maybe last show for Always a Bummus. Maybe the last DVS playoff run that they have with him as a member of the roster. S48 represent. Well, I had to make sure you guys had a chance to catch up in WAR. So, I'll give you guys an extra season on me. Just so that way, you guys can pad your stats a little bit. AJ Boucher strikes out, the second strikeout of the game for Bummus. Sidney Johnson flies out to center field. 0-0-0-0. I'll need 5 more. I'm sorry, Beans. I don't know why 23 hated you so much, because even early in your career, I feel like your build was a lot better, even as a flamethrower. I mean, we had this discussion. I am really surprised at how bad the Sim simmed you those first few years. You're still a Hall of Famer in my book. You are still my favorite can of beans. As Ishola Rule gets the first hit for any team today, as the Eshelman no, the dream is over. With a double, Melo Mastur takes a walk. So the no walker is over. As Shikayot Montalban hits it right over center field. Your future cover athlete, your reigning 2-time MVP runner-up, hits a home run to give DVS the lead. Wow, that's the first time I've gotten to say his name. And it's for any future streamers. It's Shikayot Montalban. That's how you say it. I put it in the chat sometimes, but lo and behold. That's the only one that I know how to pronounce that no one else can. Malcolm Kell flies out to the second baseman. Well, congratulations, Blow Pop. Solid pronunciation. Thank you, Beans. Do you speak Spanish? As Air Jordan grounds out, and Tater McCheesy, batting .316 against DVS, struck out. Yes, I'm Colombiano. Really? I would not have guessed. Colombiano beans. Frijoles colombiano. Mi favorito. No, mi favorito es mexicano. We're done. I got my white boy Spanish on. Don't tell my partner that I'm speaking Spanish on stream. She might come in and she might drive over here and like flame me for it. As Lon Gnomes gets a hit into shallow right field to get 2 runners on. Strikeout from Eshelman III. Strikes out Sting Eucliffe, the older old man. I think he's the S47 class still going in his first season with DVS. I can't wait to see his nameplate next season when he ends up going to another team, as Laser Show brings in another run for DVS. DVS with 2 runners on and a 4-0 lead over New Orleans to go to the bottom of the 4th. Lunar Base up on Nashville, 5-2. Indianapolis on Detroit. I didn't even show him, Cap. I didn't even show that game, and Indianapolis is still in this. So yeah, we might not get to see Chicago, Anchorage too. We may have to get to see Indianapolis, Detroit, or DVS, New Orleans, or Seattle. Well, maybe not Seattle at this point, but we will see. As Jackson Love grounds out for the end of the 4th inning, top of the 5th, Melo Mistur grounds out to the second baseman. This is the team of Bears. You guys have Melo Mistur, Shigeyo Montalban, Launch Angle, and Sting Eucliffe, all former Brew City Bears. As Montalban gets a walk, I think he's still a base-stealing threat. And just as I say that, he takes off 74th base this season. I say think because I know he's a freak, but I don't know how he has his attributes allocated, so I wasn't sure. Lo and behold, he wants to prove something. Gets to his second steal of the at-bat. Getting to third, way easier for a run to come home, and it does as Launch Angle grounds out for an RBI. Stell takes a walk on a 3-0 count. And Bandit Healer right up the middle for an easy single. DVS's offense is not slowing down even a little bit. Chased the starter. Johnny Tom comes in before the 5th is even over. Gets the out, but if you're going to the bullpen this early, it's not a good sign if you are New Orleans. Hopefully their offense is able to bring them back and chase Bummus out of the game, because if not, this could be a rough night. This could be Nashville, Detroit Part 2. As Bummus gets strikeout 5, 6 on the day. Gets strikeout 6. Sorry, he strikeout 7. Sorry, I can't even finish my sentence before he gets another one. 3 strikeouts that inning for Bummus. Only 55 pitches through 5 innings of work. So he may be on. Oh no. Air Jordan fumbles the ball. No hits for New Orleans and a fumble bumble. That is really unfortunate. It just gets worse for New Orleans and better for DVS. DVS fans at home have got to be jumping out of their chairs. They got to be jumping out the house right now. Seattle is up 5-2, so they are technically still in this, assuming New Orleans can pull out some Rougarou, some Bayou magic here. But it's not looking good for Seattle's playoff hopes. I'll put it that way. New Orleans was unfortunately eliminated earlier this sim, as Bummus gets his 9th K of the day. Why am I even saying anything? I should just say Bummus gets his 10th K of the sim. Let's see. Called it. Big money. Big money. Let's go. Let's go. Bummus gets his 10th strikeout of the sim. 67 pitches for 6 innings of work, so absolutely insane. As Melo Mistur gets a walk. He is also a base-stealing threat, so let's see if he takes off. Of course he does. And he's safe. 95 stolen bases. He could make the push for 100, but we will see as Montalban flies out to left field. Launch Angle. This is Melo Mistur is the second Scorpion who formerly played for the Brew City Bears, who got 2 steals in 1 inning in this game. I know it's very specific. I go for like the ESPN stat. As he, Launch Angle, manages to get the RBI sacrifice fly. As DVS takes a 6-0 lead. Stell flies out to center field, and I'm not going to say anything. Bummus with his 11th strikeout. Jackson Love. I'm so sorry. I didn't say anything. That was we were on no watch here. I'm very sorry, Hummus. That's why I didn't say anything. That's the only thing I wanted to pay attention was like the at bat. As Jackson Love tries to take off but gets thrown out. Thank you, AJ, for the sub. Thank you so much. As AJ, speaking of AJ gifts a sub and other AJ gets a home run. So incredible timing. AJ, our greatest, the sugar daddy of the PBE, our greatest, most generous user in PBE history, gifts or subscribes for another sub. Bummus, pull me? I don't think so. Captain, I love the stats at the bottom. That was all Jacob. Don't give me any credit for that. That was 100% all Jacob. He put that together as part of the box score pusher application. And I just had to add the file as a source to OBS. Like, he's the one who did everything. Like, you need to give Jacob, like, all the credit in the world. If you didn't do your forum game this week, for anyone who already is a member of the PBE and is eligible to do tasks, if you haven't done your forum task this week, it is praise. So, oh God, no, sorry, AJ. I forgot that you are also, I forgot that you played for DBS. I'm so sorry. That was really rude of me to say. There you go, the money man. Money man AJ, this is what you do. You give money and the sim rewards you with a 2-run jack to go up 8-1. Thank you to my sugar daddy financier, Sting Eucliffe, the old man who, I can't comment because I don't know AJ's contract status, so no comment. But I can't wait to see his nameplate next season. As Air Your Dong grounds out to the shortstop, easy peasy. They are going to give Bummus a complete pay to play. No, it literally is. Thank you. We try. It's just the good vibes. The sim rewards good vibes. I've established, like, I've learned that you can have the best build ever, but if your vibes are bad, you're going to underperform. And you can have a less than ideal build, and if your vibes are great, then you will be rewarded. As Jan Nasir comes in with his copper, and he throws phenomenal copper to get the first out of the inning. As Montalban manages to hit it off the glove of Kel. No error, but he hit it hard enough to where he couldn't make the play. Launch Angle angles it directly to the left fielder. Can DVS get more insurance runs? I don't know if they need it. As they take a 8-1 lead into the bottom of the ninth. And then we will check in and see how everyone else does. Ozzie Robinson flies out to the right fielder. 2 outs remaining. Harry Callahan. Pop up. Oh, I just realized they did pull Bummus. They did not give him the complete game. Max Velo forces a rollover to Jackson Love. And that is the game. New Orleans falls to the Death Valley Scorpions, who win their 54th game of the season? 53rd game of the season. Oh boy, I can't wait to go back to the scores to see what exactly we're going to need to do. You're welcome, buddy. Maybe one other day for karaoke, just not today. Let's take a look. Indianapolis also won today. 3-2 win in the top of the 8th. These last few games have my anxiety level on 11, man. Clutch time for Bummus to have his best start of the season. Oh, hi, PM. I'm glad I streamed early enough for you to be able to make it. That's awesome. So we will take a look in the minors. The Wheelers have officially clinched. So the minors have been decided. Amarillo, Brew City, sitting out of the first round. Louisville taking on one of Kansas City or Anchorage. Assuming Kansas City loses against the Ranas, Let me see if they have the tiebreaker or not. Kansas City over Anchorage, they do. So even if Kansas City loses, the matchups will be set. So next Tuesday, we will have Anchorage at Louisville and Kansas City at Florida. So congratulations to the Wheelers and the Hepcats for clinching this sim. As Enrique Von Caliente retires and goes for one last run at the playoffs of Vancouver, his son, Enrique Von Muy Caliente. I love that the son gets to like change his last name. This is like a Crusader Kings dynasty where it's like a separate house. Like this is the Von Caliente house, or the Von Muy Caliente house of the Von Caliente dynasty. Sorry, I've been playing CK3 a lot. So get drafted with me for S63 as a rookie. Yes, absolutely. So the S63 draft class started this week. So if you create today or tomorrow, you'll be able to earn every little ounce of TPE that can be provided to you over the course of your career. And as well as you likely won't be in today, but we will be doing our second Prospect League sim today. It'll be a real-time sim. So if you created now, you likely wouldn't be in time to see how your player did today, but you would be in for the next Prospect League stream. And it's really cool to get to see your player go up against other rookies because everyone's a rookie and it's crazy and there's like no lack of parity. It's not that like everyone is at the same level of TPE. We all start at our base build, so it's everyone's super equal, so you get some absolutely wild games. It is a whole bunch of fun. Does Indy have the tiebreaker over DVS? That is a very good question. Well, it's to get in playoffs, so they would still play each other. I think, right? Okay, now I have to look. Rulebook. You would think that I know this, but I think to get in, it's a game 109. It would be seeding that we would use the tiebreakers for. I think. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. There would be game 109. Yes. Okay. I don't think there's tiebreaker game 109. Yes. Okay, perfect. Captain skips right over my WBC plug. Yes. So if you are not even if you're in PvE, but if you are on a WBC team, we're doing the World Baseball Classic this year. We do it I don't know, when did we do the last one, KP? It would have been like S57. Because I think it was during the long off-season when we switched to 26. That would have been S56 off-season, I think. Because I think this is the 4th or 5th year of, so I think we did S57 off-season. Yes, we do the World Baseball Classic, so it'll be a whole bunch of fun. We have a separate Discord of that 57 Beast Mode, and it's really fun. It's the only time in PvE where you get to join up with like other players that aren't on your team. It's really cool, and we'll be airing that over the off-season week. So it's gonna be a really cool thing for the off-season. So for us, we have playoffs next week, and then the off-season week after that. So the week after that will be WBC, and it is a whole bunch of fun, I assure you. So last game of the day will be the Indianapolis Apex at the Detroit Demons. I think. I stink, therefore I think. Oh, did I send out the box scores? I don't think so. Did I? Let me look. I did not. Okay, let me do that really quick. Yes, sorry, Cap. We are going to go see the Demons on stream because we did just watch the Scorpions. So we are going to go jump over to we're gonna go jump back over to Indianapolis so they get to see themselves too. So yeah, this could be really, really fun. This could be a really, really fun day because we can have a game 109. So game 110 has officially been ruled out, I believe. So my worst nightmare is Indianapolis wins this game. Is that the worst nightmare? I don't know. Who are you more afraid of playing, Cap? Are you more afraid of Hummus or are you more afraid of Fetty? Honestly, it depends which server I'm in, who I'm more afraid of. If it's in Simming, then I'm more afraid of Hummus since he's an HO. If he tags me, it's really bad. If I'm in Like if I'm in management and it's Hummus that tags me, then I'm terrified. If I'm in any other server and Fetty tags me, then I'm terrified. Indy advancing, and if Indy, DVS both win or lose, game 109. If one wins and the other loses, in the winner make playoff. Yes, Indy advancing and then knocking off Detroit as the best team 2 seasons in a row. Oh yeah, that did happen last season. That's right. No comment, Cap. We'll see what happens. We'll have a whole bunch of fun. So yeah, Nashville clinched. If one team wins and the other doesn't, then they're in. If both teams win or lose, like AJ said, then we are doing a game 109. So I should have pushed that. Game 107. Cool. Last day. Potentially last day, I should say. Last scheduled day of the sim, because this has gone on way longer than I thought it would, but I've just been having way too much fun hanging out with you guys. Indianapolis at Detroit. So Indianapolis has won 2 games against Detroit. They are 2-0 in this series, I think. So we'll see. We'll just see what happens. So let's go. Game 108. Short stream. I thought it would be Redria, but like I guess I yap. I yap too much, and like I haven't figured out how to pace it properly, and because I've been going back and checking like the standings too, like I don't know. I've never done this before, so like I've literally never streamed an actual sim day. It's only been, I think I streamed like the Home Run Derby, and then I drove for the minor league, the S59 minor league World Series. But I've never actually like streamed, so we'll see. Thank you, EVC. I really appreciate it. That means a lot coming from you, since I know you do this a lot. So that really means a lot. Thank you. You made my day. Von Muy Caliente just shot up the Bears draft board as Indianapolis gets the first run of the game from a single on from Leon Rosenthal. Redria Hummus PM's here too. AJ's here. Next I'm going to see like Gold in the chat, and then everyone else from the Scorpions are going to come in and just start flaming me. Oh, thank you, AJ. That's really sweet. Like I said, this is I've never done this before, so I really appreciate it. It means a lot that you guys think I'm doing okay. Revan Shan with number 101 on the day. I wonder if that's like a Detroit record. Thank you, Beans. You guys are going to make me cry. As Bo Brist grounds out to first, but advances a runner to third with only 1 out. So this could be the first run of the game for Detroit. If Revan Shan can take off and he scores, tie game. The Scorpions have got to be thrilled with that, as Alpha Nerd gets a double, forces it into the gap, and gets a double. Biff Slamus comes up and drills it into shallow left. Does. Okay, I thought Alpha Nerd was going to take off. He could have made it, but probably a smart play sitting when you have Holden Jam and a hot, spicy Bebe, Danger Dollarson, right behind him. But unfortunately, Detroit is only able to get 1 run. They tie it up, though, so 1-1 game in the top of the second. DVS team started 1-8. Man, you should... Redria is minors, like the Bears minors HO, like overseer. She's like our point of contact with Miners HO, which is really funny because we literally have two members of Miners HO on the team, and the HO intern is the former GM of the team. So like we're set on all accounts, but we still have Redria in there. And I didn't tell her this, but she could have seen it in a lot of the channels. The Bears were so bad coming into week 2 that after the first sim of week 2, I messaged Parquad and said, hey, dude, are you okay if we trade you? Because we suck. Because we really sucked coming into week 2. So after like the first sim in week 2, I was like, dude, is it okay if we trade you? And he's like, dude, do whatever you have to do. So if you want to let us ride it out, great. If you want to trade us for draft capital, great too. And somehow we managed to finish as the second team in the minors. So thank you guys for listening. I just wanted to point out how some teams have made some incredible comebacks. The Mingos too, by the way. The Mingos were in the basement too, I think at the exact same time. I think midway through week 2, the Mingos were also in the basement with us. And they clinched a playoff spot well before. I think they clinched a playoff spot coming into last sim or right out of last sim. So some incredible turnarounds from a lot of teams, this DVS team being one of them, because I know after the first week, and DVS was Oh, man. The worst team in the league, I think. I think they were literally the worst team in the league through the first week. Seeing them potentially be on the cusp of a playoff spot, or they're on the cusp of a playoff spot, but potentially clinching or going to 109 for one is kind of crazy. Bottom of the third, Rev and Shan flies out. We were Tank City together. Yeah, dude, it was bad. I mean, I DM'd you, and I was like, my tank commander, and you were like, we're not tanking, we're just bad. As Zen Bobrist, I think he's the MVP favorite right now, hits a solo home run over the right field wall. 15th homer of the season to put Detroit up 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. This has to make Detroit fans extra happy. I know the Scorpions fans are rooting for Detroit too, but you also should be rooting for DVS because you guys are down to the Rougarous, and if you guys lose, it still goes to 1-9. But Detroit fans have to be happy to potentially ruin Indianapolis's playoff chances because, like Cap said, Indianapolis has been the thorn in the side of the Demons for not only one season, but for the past, 5 seasons. I went to look back, and, they've played each other, if not every year, 3 out of 4 of the past 4 seasons. Take a Michigander at Detroit doing the damn thing. Yeah, they are. It's still early, though, Redria. You need the Scorps to start doing the thing. Because if you guys don't do the thing, then it won't matter what Detroit does. As Indianapolis does the dang thing, as Theodore Geisel hits a home run over center field, 419 feet for Indianapolis to take a 3-2 lead here in the top of the fourth. Mick Goldface gets a strikeout immediately after that, so not 2 strikeouts right after that, so not too terrified. He didn't get too shaken up by the fact that he gave up that 2-run bomb. But Indianapolis taking a lead is still scary for multiple teams here, I know. As Detroit Demons general manager, Captain SB said, Indianapolis is the scariest team as Danger Dollarson gets picked off. No! There goes the runner. We like just box scores. I'm so sorry. Well, look, man, I wasn't gonna... Indy didn't get to see their team yet, so I'm so sorry. In my defense, I think you guys lost last game, too, and that one wasn't on stream, as Rev and Shan grounds out to